The first president who proclaimed independence for Indonesia, Indonesian independence, is Soekarno.
Ayo bangsa Indonesia, dengan jiwa yang berseri-seri, mari berjalan terus, jangan berhenti. Revolusimu belum selesai, jangan berhenti, sebab siapa yang berhenti akan diseret oleh sejarah, dan siapa yang menentang corak dan arahnya sejarah, tidak peduli tiada bangsa apapun, dia akan dijilat oleh sejarah itu sama sekali.
And then Soeharto.
5 tahun mendatang, tugas pokok kita adalah tetap melanjutkan pembangunan bangsa dalam arti yang luas, dengan makin menampilkan wajah demokrasi politik dan demokrasi ekonomi secara selaras dan seimbang.
Succeeded by President Habibie.
The Indonesian society has opened the door of freedom, and it is really a necessity to get that in a global society of the world.
And then change into Abdurrahman Wahid.
My message is that don't be misled by what seems to be the what winning side. Yeah, no. I will never step down. I will be in the office. And, you see, I'm a Muslim, but if I'm not a Muslim, then I can bet with you. I will be here until the end of my term.
Megawati Soekarno Putri, she was the first female president of Indonesia.
Selama 5 tahun, terima kasih dan penghargaan juga saya sampaikan kepada mereka, daerah-daerah yang dengan keras telah mampu mempertahankan, bahkan menaikkan jumlah perolehan suara dalam pemilu legislatif maupun pemilu presiden.
Today we have President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono.
Now we must complete that journey. Let us have the courage to look beyond our differences as we face severe global financial and economic storms. This high-level gathering in New York must help to provide a valuable guidance and clear mandate for the negotiators.
They are inspiring people for Indonesians, and of course they do the big effort to change the nation to be better nations in the world. And what I think about them is that I mean, the way they face the problem, the way they solve the problem that Indonesians have is really great, because of course because they're president. That's it.
The first one is Mr. Soekarno. He is the very best leader because he can bring us the independence. He gave us, not exactly give, but the Indonesia can maintain the Independence Day by the leader, by the leading of him.
And then Soeharto. Soeharto was also considered publicly as the father of development, because he was successful in a way to bring the whole country out of the economic malaise. And then under Suharto, yes, Indonesia was able to prove herself as one of the newly industrial states or countries in this very region. Then everybody understands that once the multi-dimensional crisis, mainly caused by the financial crisis, engulfed the region, Indonesia was not immune from the crisis. That brought then Suharto out of the office.
Then came Habibie. Habibie is also one of he brought back what we call it a democracy to this country after the authoritarian government for 3 decades of President Suharto. Then he was replaced by Habibie. Habibie brought democracy to the country, and now we have reform period of bringing advancement and new development to Indonesia.
Replaced with Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid, the president who maybe people see he cannot be serious, but actually it's a bit fun to have a president like Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid. He likes to joke, but yeah, even the day when he is forced down to go down from his throne, it becomes like a joke.
For Megawati Soekarno Putri, she was the first female president of Indonesia, and I don't really know much about her positive side in leading Indonesia though. But I heard that in her period, some of the macroeconomic development was at the peak or something. After Megawati, it was SBY. SBY has reigned for 2 periods. This is his last period. And SBY is, well, he was chosen out of his charisma, people said, but I don't know about his work. He had done his job, some of the people say, but in this period he seems to have lost his before power.
Yes, it might be rather tricky just for anyone to make any judgments on those presidents, who are the best and who are the better and who are worse. But one thing, well, I do believe that all of them have been trying to do their best to serve the very interest of the country.
Asking about who is the best out of those 5, I can't tell you who is the best actually, because they all have their strong points and weaknesses as well, and they are of course always upholding the interests of a party, so it's not always fair to say that one is better than the others. But out of personal and inexperienced opinion, I think the most fitting presidential style for Indonesia is out of Sukarno's era, because he was using power, something that Indonesians should have right now rather than a full-fledged, totally free democracy. And but with that power, he also makes it balanced with his personal approach to Indonesian citizens. I think he's the best. He was the best. And now there's nothing like him. No one.
Maybe Suharto is the best, yeah. Judged from the facts, not built from the democracy and everything. If we want to see from the democracy side, maybe it is SBY. It's the best president until now, yeah. The most democratic one. And he do fairly good by prolonging his leadership period until 2 periods. But if we want to see from the facts, I still think Suharto is the best president, yeah, from the how the condition, how do I say it, yeah, the strength of the army I think when Suharto is reigning over Indonesia, all the army of the world fears the army of Indonesia. And then from the economic side, even though we didn't know until the end what happened when Suharto is reigning over Indonesia, is there corruption, or a lot of people say there's corruption, but one thing I know, Indonesia is very prosperous when Suharto is become the president. Yeah, maybe if Suharto, when it is in the Suharto period, yeah, if it can be a little bit democratic, maybe he can become really the best president of Indonesia. Just like that.
I think the best so far is Gus Dur, because why I choose him? See, everybody's gonna see he's quite different because so many contra on him, but that's exactly the best point on him, because the more problem he faced, the more strong he got. That's it.
I think the best president of Indonesia is Mr. Suharto, because he could make Indonesia in the very high of the joyful of this country. The economic system, the political system, the social system, and every aspect in this world is in the really top of everything when the Indonesia is led by Mr. Suharto. As you can see now, Indonesia got emerged again, got down again, but everything when Mr. Suharto led the Indonesia is really good at that time.
I have no opinion who is the best of the fifth president. Yeah, because they have their own strength and their weaknesses. But all what has been given a kind of contribution, they have their own achievement to bring progress to this country. Yeah, because even now President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, he is fighting against corruption, and he tried to build what we call it a democratic country, a democratic society. All for me, they have their own strength and weaknesses.
One thing is so sure, being a new country, a new republic, yes, we do have mounting problems, but then thanks to their, say, leaderships or whatever, they were having the ups and downs. That is the dynamics in the life of a country like Indonesia. But now then, if I may have my humble observations, the presidents who can have, say, open mind to the very interest of the people and the country, I hope, and this is my sincere wish, he or she will be successful. My last point, what I mean by this very humble view is, if the president, whether he or she can open his or her minds and her eyes to the very plight or the interest of the people, and he or she can do something to make change for the betterment of the people's interest, that will be wonderful.
So they are all good president for Indonesia. They have, all have the capability, even though they have they have own strength and weaknesses. But if we want to build this country, we should have a kind of what you call it continuation of their leadership. Yeah, we should not look to their weaknesses, but we try to analyze or to learn from their strength, and we should continue with their ability to lead the country.